Hi guys, here's Tomek Kopera from BeerGuide.pl. Today I have a special beer, the beer in style which almost vanished, or in fact vanished for about 20 years in Poland, but is now with some new examples revitalized in Poland and even in abroad in the United States, in Brazil and Netherlands. It's Grodziskie. Grodziskie, the name means, this is an adjective from the name of the town. Grodzisk, Grodzisk Wielkopolski, town in Upper Poland, Greater Poland, in Wielkopolska, near Poznań, mainly near Poznań. The name of the city is Grodzisk, so the adjective is Grodziskie, from Grodzisk. Grodziskie, piwo grodziskie, grodziskie beer. Another name for this style is German name, because this town for 100 years in 19th century, 123 years, was under the occupation of Germany, of Prussia, Ostpreußen. It was West Preußen. Never mind. It was in Germany. So the same as Pilsner is coming from Pilsen, which is a German name for Pilsno, where Czech adjective is Plzeňský. The same Grätzer is aus Graz, from Graz, and Graz was German name for Grodzisk. This is the only reason why we have two names of this style, in German and in Polish. Of course, we are for Polish name because this beer often is connected with other wheat beers from Germany, especially the east part of Germany, with Berliner Weisse, with Gose. But this beer is not an sour Weiss beer. This is not sour wheat beer. No, this beer is light wheat smoked beer, but not sour. In some examples, brewers think that it's something similar to Gose or to Berliner Weisse. No, no, and once more, no. This is light wheat beer made. The malts should be 100% of wheat malt dried in the smoke of oak. Today, similar malt is produced by Weiermann, but it's similar because the wheat malt is smoked with the oak smoke. And in Grodzisk they have their own malting, I don't know, building, Maltzer, Malzerei in German. They have their own malting company or part of the brewery where they dried this malt, wheat malt, in the smoke of oak. Second thing is this is upper fermented beer, but not at all with Weizen yeast, not at all. There should be a clean strain, something similar to Kelch-like yeast, but generally only good yeast are the yeast which were used in that brewery in Grodzisk. To be honest, they used two strains. First was for first fermentation, and second was for the end of the fermentation with good flocculation and to re-ferment this beer in bottles, because Grodziskie always it was always bottled beer and bottle conditioned. Second thing, or maybe third important thing about Grodziskie is that it was in history it was made for few centuries in Grodzisk. It was few breweries, but after Second World War there was only one brewery, and there was only one version of Grodziskie. It was the light one. It was 7.7 degrees plateau. It was bottle conditioned, some smoky and quite hoppy with Lubelski hops. Because in some books, for example at book of Randy Mosher, if I'm not wrong, it's Radical Brewing, there is a recipe for Grätzer for 14 degrees plateau. No, that's not Grodziskie. I don't know what is that recipe, what is come from, but this is not Grodziskie recipe. So, as I mentioned, few breweries started to brew Grodziskie. One of them is Artezan, one of them is Pinta, and one of them is Pracownia Piwa from near Krakow. Their motivation, I think, is that they want to send it to the World Beer Cup in Denver. So I have an opportunity to try it. What is interesting? Very interesting is the glass for this beer. This is original glass from communist time. What is important? It's not typical beer glass, very fancy, like champagne glass or like martini glass. It was connected with that Grodziskie was often called as Polish champagne. So let's check. Here we have the label. The label is made out of the old commercial, old advertisement, old ad of Grodziskie. Piwo in the style Grodziskie, Artezan logo, and here you see it was always with very good head. I hope I will be able to make it. Yeah, it's very highly carbonated. In communist time, it was quite difficult to pour it without disturbing the yeast sediment. It was very important. It was important. They waiters in Poland in schools used to teach to learn how pour Grodziskie properly, how pour it without disturbing the yeast sediment, how pour it to not pour the guest or to not spill the beer over the bar. So it was really, but the problem was that in 1992 there were no market for such a strange beer with low alcohol, because it's about 3% ABV. There were no market for some cloudy hazy beer, because there were no fridges and shops. So bottle conditioned beer, if it be in a warm temperature or hot temperature in the summer, often were overcarbonated, often was spoiled, and Polish people were fascinated with imported beers like Heineken, like Carlsberg, like Polish beers from big breweries. So this was the reason why Grodziskie vanished. The brewery was closed. But Fortuna Brewery bought this brewery and is going to revitalize this brewery in this year or next year. What is very important, great head, very thick, very dense, with small bubbles, with fabulous lacing. In aroma we have smoke notes with some grainy notes. It's proper when it has some herbal notes from Lubelski hops, but here I can't feel it. Mostly smoky aroma, something similar to Polish sausage, kiełbasa. So let's try. Bitterness is a medium level. Grodziskie generally has a bitterness at the lower range, or at the beginning range of similar to Pilsner. So it was quite hoppy, especially for so weak beer. It's very refreshing. It's very light. In Poland, in communist times, it was often treated as a breakfast beer, as a beer for driver, or a beer for kids. Funny thing. It's dry. It's good smokiness. It is refreshing. It's what is funny that for such a light beer, this smokiness make your brain to be in confusion that you drink something thicker, something more complex than it is in reality. Great example. Unfortunately, nowadays this is problem that Artezan don't bottle this beer, doesn't bottle this beer, so you have to find it from keg, from barrel, but it's really worth, and if you only can, try it. But trust me, it's very good example of Grodziskie. Cheers! Na zdrowie!